Here. Oh yes, you saw what we have. The good old 6.5 by 55 Swede. We're going to shoot some today. So I'll be with you in a moment. Yes, Hickok 45 here, your internet shooting companion, coming to you from the beautiful hills of Middle Tennessee with no leaves. Yes, the home, Alvin York. Who else? Ronnie Millsap. My gosh, we've got all sorts of people. Chet Atkins, Dolly Parton, the whole 9 yards. We got everybody. And today we have the 6.5 Swede in the Sako Model 85 Bavarian carbine. You've seen it, and I was just in the mood to shoot it. I'm sorry. I have some ammo for it, and I love to shoot it, so I thought I'd bring it out. Okay, let's shoot something. It's ready to go. Put it on fire and blast a bowling pin. Nice. You remember it. That beautiful action. Yes. Let's go one to the gong. And a red plate, maybe. It's hard for a little bullet. It's the velocity, isn't it, to get you. Let's blow something up, like a 2-liter. And let's see if it'll penetrate paper. Woo. It does. It's empty. You've seen this baby. I mean, is that pretty? I mean, you've seen it up close. I've showed it to you. You know, we did a video on it or two, and did a comparison. Maybe we haven't posted that one yet. I lose track, but it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous rifle, no doubt about it. And I was in the mood to shoot it. How could you not be? And as I've said before, sometimes it's the placement in one of my safes that makes a little bit of difference. Well, it's actually intentional to some extent. Some firearms, some of my favorite firearms, I keep close to the front. And because I know I just want them handy to pull out. And might have an AR like that. I might have some nice bolt. I'll tell you some of them. I have just very, very quick access. The AR-15, of course, M4 shotgun, 590. Very quick access to those sorts of things. You have to go through a combination, but very quick. And then a single shot, my Shiloh Sharps, because I just like to get it out, put it on my shoulder, and hike around and plink sometimes with it. You don't have to fire many shots to enjoy it. Maybe 2 or 3 even. Maybe none. And this is one of those. I keep it very close, and so I see it, is my point there. I can't ignore it. How could you ignore a beautiful firearm like this? And you know, it only makes sense. If you pay a lot of money for a firearm and it's a really nice firearm, you really do need to give it some attention, don't you? You know, even if you don't fire it much. If I weren't doing videos, I would get this out every now and then. Of course, videos give me an excuse. Even with an severe ammo shortage like we're having, I would fire it less probably, but I would still fire it if it was just 3 rounds a month or something, and not feel like I'm just deprived in some horrible way necessarily. I mean, as long as we see a light at the end of the tunnel with this ammo shortage, but you know, a really, really nice firearm. I've talked about this before. You don't have to fire them 100 times to enjoy them. They're just really, you don't have to fire it at all to enjoy it, but preferably you get to fire it a little bit, right? Just a beautiful rifle. Again, if you're new, you have a lot of videos to catch up on, and maybe Sunday shoot-arounds, and hope you understand what the Sunday shoot-around is. But it's a talk-around and a shoot-around. But I just bring out something I'm in the mood to shoot. Could be a new gun we're testing or about to test or about to send back, and I want to shoot it one more time, or just one of my favorite firearms. So you're sort of at the mercy. You're the victim. Yeah, you're victimized by me. What I'm interested in shooting, because that's kind of a lot of the purpose. So just I come out to shoot, and decided to start bringing you all with me. You know, about a year, a little longer than a year ago, and let you come along and enjoy some firearm with me, or maybe sometimes I'll have a couple of firearms. But this is one of my faves. Favorite cartridge. I like bolt guns, and this is just one of the ultimate, to me, bolt guns. It's a beautiful gun. I love shooting. You might have seen somebody from Sako left a comment on I guess there's a video on this gun, or I don't know, this one or the long version we just borrowed from Buds or not. And I left a note and a comment about it. I'm glad I liked it or whatever it was. So that's cool. And that happens occasionally. I hear from companies, it's just randomly, if it's a firearm, that they make, you know, and we happen to do a video with it. And that's the beauty of not having a connection to the gun companies, because that's totally random. We do guns that you all request, guns I like, new guns, just guns we haven't done that are pretty interesting guns, or just whatever it is. So obviously somewhere along the way. And that happens periodically. It could be somebody from SIG write me, or LWRC, or just whoever it is. Sako, and appreciate usually they're just expressing appreciation for the fact that I appreciate their gun. I guess if I trashed it, we don't hear from them. But if it's a firearm I kind of like, and it's obvious I like it, you know, they more comfortable commenting, I guess, and they'll thank me for the video or whatever, you know, and you know, it wasn't doing it for them. I was doing it for the gun that I like, just like this one. So it's just nice to know whether. There's most of my life I couldn't really afford this rifle. And I felt the same way. It's neat that people make firearms like this. It's neat that someone makes a freaking Rolls-Royce or a Maserati or an Ed Brown, you name it, Nighthawk, whatever the Firearms is, or a Cadillac, or whatever brand you want to name. It's great that there are companies like that exist, and there's enough of a market for some company to take extra time with something and try to, for the most part, and sometimes they achieve it, like the epitome of something, whatever it might be. Maybe it's my four-wheeler, you know, maybe somebody might make one, I don't know where Kawasaki is in the grand scheme of things. I know none of them are cheap, and that one wasn't, but there might be some company that makes four-wheelers. I still call them four-wheelers. They've got all kinds of names, but side-by-side or some crazy thing. But there might be some company that makes a vehicle like that, and it's twice the money. You know, it's $25,000 or $30,000 because, I don't know, what would it be? they do something that takes it to the next level, you know. And I have no use for anything better than that. But you know, as I've talked about before, I don't resent, I don't envy the people that buy the $30,000 4x4. You know, or I think it's great somebody makes it, and I also think it's great somebody can afford it, or they're willing to spend the money, so those companies will stay in business. And it exists. Who knows? Maybe someday I want it. I want one of those. You know, and who knows? Maybe you think a rifle like this is out of your price range right now. But what if in 10 years it's not out of your price range at all? And, you know, it's just neat that things like this exist. You may not want one, even if it's not out of your price range or it's within your price range. But anyway, I mentioned that because we do a lot of the comparisons. Well, we've done, what, I don't know, 4 or 5, you know, $200 gun versus $600, and those sorts of things. And do you get anything? Do you get, some of them I do better than others, but anyway, so I talk about that, you know, in videos and occasionally, and also the reason I talk about it is I don't know why. Everybody's got their pet peeves. One of mine, and it's always been, is people who just are eaten up with envy. It's always bothered me, and people that resent. I don't know, other people because they're more successful or they have a better job or whatever it might be. rather than going about the business of improving your own life and your own career, whatever it is. And in fact, someone who is resentful of other people because they are prettier, like me, or they are more successful, or they I don't know, they're better athletes, or they make more money, or they have a better career job. I don't know whatever. You pick your poison, whatever, or subject topic. But people who are resentful of those folks, and you see it in comments, don't you? You see it, it doesn't sneak out. They can't help but reveal it, from the comments sometimes, but on a gun or whatever it might be. But those people who have that resentment and that envy, and you can just feel it, sometimes in a comment, those people are almost guaranteed, I'd say 98% of them, to never be successful because of that. That's just Hickok 45 lame wisdom, but that's the way I kind of see it. If you're of that orientation of you're a kind of victim, you play the victim card. You are the victim. That kind of makes you resent other people. You're in that way of thinking. You'll probably always be there. Hopefully you can dig out, but those people are usually they're just going to be there. They're destined, they go around being envious and resentful of people that do something better than they do, or whatever it might be. So it's just kind of a silly place to be. Life's too short to worry at all what other people are doing, or what they have, or what they own, right? So anyway, I got off on all that, but that's what I do, isn't it? I talk to you. I've already thanked all of our helpers this week. I'm gonna shoot again. I think I'm just gonna shoot this thing. It's a neat rifle. That's why I came out to shoot and yak at you. What am I gonna yak at again? The gun legislation, it's out there, isn't it? And if you're not staying up with it and keeping in touch with your representatives, let them know how you think about things in no uncertain terms. It could be a different world in a couple of years. In terms of freedom and firearms freedom, okay? Keep your nose there, know what's going on. Keep your eyes and your ears open, what I meant to say. What was I going to say? I don't know. I don't know. Let me shoot a couple rounds here. I was going to talk about weight loss again. I'm back. I've been weighing myself. Those who've been around a while know I lost 40 pounds. When was that? That was about a year and a half ago, I guess. But then I gained about 10 of it back. Yeah. And so I've been struggling, trying to get that back off. And I started weighing myself. Really, it's been, gosh, and that's the secret for me. I guess it's the Weight Watchers thing. Weigh every morning, and I write it down, what it is. I make myself write it down, whether I'm being good or bad, or I know I ate too much yesterday, and it's not going to be a pretty sight, those numbers. Or when I say not a pretty sight, it's going to go the wrong direction by a pound or something. It's not, and not like I was 100 pounds overweight or anything. So I don't mean to make a bigger deal out of it than it is, but I just want to get down back to where I had gotten to a year and a half ago. And writing it down, man, that is a huge thing, I think. However, I was still bouncing around. It was like a 246, 245, 244, 245, 240. And I would really try not to eat too much, and I'd weigh, just not making much progress, down to 243 and 242.5, and not fretting over it, not losing sleep over it. It's just that every morning I weigh, and I notice it, and I write it down. I think, man, I just got to not eat anything today, this afternoon. Do all my eating in the morning, because that's one of the secrets I've shared with you. It helps me. And I don't know, I just wasn't, I get a little hungry, I have to eat something, and just wasn't making any progress. And, but, you're unsafe. Just a couple of days ago, I cracked a goal down into the 230, 239, okay? I got out of the 240s for the first time in a year and a half, okay? So I'm real happy about that. I'll talk a little bit about it. Can I shoot something first? I'm going to blow another hole in this thing. Wow. This thing's pretty powerful. Let's just blow up a 2-liter with it. And a bowling pin. Nice. How about, I don't think it'll hurt the coffin. Hope it doesn't kill the coffin. Oh boy. That knocked the heck out of it. You all maybe can't appreciate that coffin is heavy. It's a pretty good size. It's a lot of steel. Really moved it around. Let's try a red plate on the right by it. Got him. I tell you, can't miss. Well, I can miss, but it's hard. I have to work at it. Like I said, I've told the story. You all have heard it because most of you all been with us. Not all of you. Try not to take anything for granted here, not assume too much. But, you know, I talked about how every time at the NRA meeting or SHOT Show, I'd run across one of these and pick it up and put it on my shoulder and go, oh man, that thing just feels too good. It was made, somebody made that for me. How'd they know I'd be coming by here, you know? And so that went on for a period of years. And it's always nice to know not only does it fit, everything about it is great, is that it shoots great too. I can't miss. Well, I could miss, but it just pull it up and hit what you aim at. Now, if I'm at 300 yards, I've got to struggle more, right, offhand and everything. But for the kind of shooting I like to do, perfect. Or if I were a deer hunter in this part of the country, you know, it'd just be a matter of picking at any range I'm going to see a deer around here, you know, 50, 100 yards or something. I mean, it's just so easy to shoot well. It's pretty cool. So 6.5, let me get a bullet out here. Again, we won't assume anybody knows. I hope nobody assumes I know anything, so I don't want to assume too much. 6.5 by 55. That's a pretty little bullet. These particular ones are Federal jacketed soft point. No, is that? Yeah, jacketed soft point. Okay, I was thinking that was a full metal jacket. It's a party bullet, isn't it? So nice bullet. If you don't know about it, study up on the 6.5 by 55, the Swede round. And it's hard to find anything negative about it. I'm sure there's a, yeah, like that'd be profound observation. I'm sure there's something negative about it. I'm sure somebody has something negative to say about it. A lot of people have a lot of negative things to say about everything, right? And cartridges are so controversial. So yeah, there'd be negatives if, you know, I don't know, you're hunting some kind of game, maybe it'd be underpowered or whatever. But it's been used for what, over 100 years, you know, hunt moose, elk. It's not a little wimpy cartridge at all. Really flat shooting. Is kind of the old original 6.5 Creedmoor. It's just a great round and pleasant to shoot. You know, in a Mauser or in this, doesn't knock you around very much at all. A great caliber for hunting probably anything you're hunting in this country and a lot of others, and very pleasant to shoot. If you have youngsters or teenagers or someone who's maybe smaller stature and I don't know, recoil sensitive, they want a nice bolt gun, it would be something to consider. There's lots of great choices, of course, in bolt guns or for hunting. Like 243 is really popular, and it's a great round. So I've listened to Tom Gresham on Gun Talk, you know, for years and years. Been on a show 2 or 3 times. But I know he's talked about that. He's a long-time hunter expert, cartridge expert, rifle, and he knows the stuff, the rifle side of things, and cartridges like about, well, 100% more than I know. And I've heard him over the years talk about how so many people get overgunned with a hunting rifle. It may be any gun, but with a hunting rifle especially, and think they've got it. And there's nothing wrong with a 300 Win Mag or a 338, whatever you want. I like big bore, powerful stuff too, but generally you don't need it, you know. And a lot of people are getting away from the Magnum stuff because it's just generally not needed. You know, bullet technology is great and all that. Now there are probably situations where, you know, people are hunting, maybe some of you, at out west, trying to get a 500-yard shot off a stand of some sort, you need a powerful round or whatever. There's always exceptions, but for a lot of hunting, people do get overgunned. The same with archery, get overbowed, as they call it, with a heavier bow than you need, and you end up messing up your shoulder and all that. You don't really have to have that. And some of that happens with firearms. Now, if you're hunting in Africa or all that, or you got a lot of dangerous game around, maybe it's a different matter. But nice round, nice cartridge. If you don't know anything about it, read up on it, and you will fall in love with it, just like I did, especially if you shoot it. So, but anyway, back to weight loss. Yeah, I have it brings forth a truth of life. I struggled around for, I don't know, months, really. Like I said, they're in the 240, 245, or not 40, 244, and up a pound, down a pound, and really kind of focusing on what I ate in order just to, I shouldn't be too hard on myself, because it kept me from getting up to 250, at least just tracking it and thinking about it and trying, even though I wasn't trying hard enough. Wasn't putting enough into it, not enough self-discipline. It just takes self-discipline, and I wasn't disciplined enough to get going with it. But at least I was tracking it, and I wasn't getting deeper into the hole, right? First rule of getting out of a hole is quit digging. So I had at least done that. I'd quit digging, quit eating too much. And then I got to get back to the way I did this back a year and a half ago, and that was by not eating like virtually anything after like 2 in the afternoon or something. And I can eat regular breakfast and regular lunch, and if I just wrap up my eating, maybe a half a thing of yogurt, some just really small snack sometime in the afternoon, that does it for me. That does it. I know you've heard that before probably from people. It works. More so than exercise. I also learned that last go around trying to lose weight, and I tried to walk and exercise and everything, but I have learned over the years, repeating myself, but I have learned over the years through the different time periods when I've tried to lose weight and lost weight, that what I eat, how much I eat, how late I eat in the day and all that, makes a much bigger difference than how much I exercise. And I've heard other people say that too. Now, I guess if you were running a marathon every afternoon or something, that would take care of a lot of things. But I mean, it really is what you eat, and it's amazing to me how little food my body and probably a lot of people really require. That's the problem. It's no wonder everybody's overweight. It's no wonder. I mean, because I was not eating that much at all, and I was staying at 244 in that area, 243. I was just not eating that much. It wasn't like I was having some big meal every night or anything. Eating a fairly light amount, not starvation or anything, but so anyway, I got a little more serious about it, and I got to the point I was eventually going to get to, is I got down to 239, and for 2 days I'm at 239 now, and it really serves as motivation. Like I haven't eaten anything since breakfast today, and no, wait a minute. No, I had a lunch, but I'm not eating an early one, but I'm not eating anything else, period. I might just 2 bites of something, because I don't want to get back up into the 240 range. I'm determined not to get back up there, because it was so hard to get on that scale and see that 239. It was exciting to see it again, So I'm going for 238 and 7 now. And but anyway, the point I think I was going to make is that it's like anything. It's like saving money, losing weight. Maybe you're an athlete trying to cut some time off of a 100-yard dash, whatever it is. Or you're trying to quit smoking, you're trying to break some other bad habit, whatever it is. You mess around with it, but I think you just have to get mad and serious for even a short period of time, to where you actually see even just some significant progress, even though it's not gigantic. It's just it's not major progress, but just something like I experienced. Like get that 5-pounder, get into those 230s, which has been so hard. Like you're trying to quit smoking. It's so hard to do that, and you've been able to do it for a day or two, but that's all you've been able to do. But if you just bear down and do it for like 5 days, or 7 or something, and then I think that really kickstarts us on whatever it is we're doing. If it's saving money for a change, or not spending all of our money, or whatever it might be, it really helps a great deal. I think just have that big jump, that first big jump, because then you don't want to give it up. Oh man, I've gone 7 days without smoking. Gosh, I want a cigarette, but it was so hard to get through these 7 days. It kind of ups the ante, and you don't want to give that up. You made this progress, and it's kind of where I am now. As much as I'd love to go eat a big bowl of ice cream, wouldn't kill me, or have a sandwich, but I would be probably at 2:40 in the morning, 2:41. So I'm not going to let that happen. So anyway, I'm working my way down, and again, it's the same for, I think, anything that we're trying to do. It's just hard to get started, and then it's hard to sustain. But I think those are the two toughest aspects of it. Something like that, breaking a habit or trying to get something accomplished like that. It's getting started in even like cleaning up your office. Even it's all cluttered up, and you mess around, you think you're going to clean it up today, and you move a few things, you get distracted, and you don't really make any progress. But if you get going and make some progress that's really noticeable, then, okay, I kind of see, there's that desk. I haven't seen that desk for a while, or that tabletop, or that shelf. Whoa, there are my books back there. I forgot about it. Once you make a little bit of progress, a kickstart really is good, I think. And then you got to sustain it, though, and that's also hard, isn't it? So in other words, everything about it's hard. It's a moral of that story. And I don't know any good tricks other than tracking yourself. That works for me. I guess I don't know anything about the Weight Watchers program. I think that's what it is. And you go somewhere and weigh every day or something, and they chart it or something. I guess that is. It's simple, but it's genius. It ties into, I think, human behavior, because it's kind of what I did. It's what I've had success with, just weighing and writing it down. If I don't lose anything, fine, but I've got it written down. At least I'm doing it intentionally. I'm intentionally staying at the weight I'm at, or I'm intentionally and with a lot of awareness gaining weight every day, because I realize that if I see I'm a heavier by a pound every day, at least I see it happening. Okay, and I must be okay with it, because I see it happening every day. So it keeps it in front of your face. I think that's the value of it. All right, let's take a shot. 6.5 by 55. I can't shoot the cowboy. Let me shoot that bowling pin down there. And don't you want to hear this or see this yellow 2-liter splatter? Wow, he definitely splattered. Oh, I see a red one down there. I bet he'll splatter. There I go, assigning gender again. Wow, he came back at me. Depends on where you hit him. Let's put one on the gong too. Oh, gets there fast, doesn't it? Gets there fast. How about that red plate on the left? It makes a little more noise than the one on the right. It moves around a little bit. It's a little heavier or lighter. The one on the right is, I think it's a little thicker, maybe. It's got that big arm on it and everything. So when you hit it, you could tell usually, but it doesn't ring and bounce around quite as much. It's heavy and the way it's tied up there. So yeah, man, nothing like a pretty piece of wood. Did y'all get a good look at it? I want to make sure you see it. Maybe I'll use this for the thumbnail. I'm gonna hold it up here for you to see it. That's what I usually do for a thumbnail. I want you to see the rifle I'm playing with, or the handgun I'm playing with. on a given week, right? Here comes the helicopters. Fort Campbell. Oh no, they're parachuting out. Oh no. 101st Airborne, they're parachuting down on the range. I think that's a hospital helicopter, medical helicopter, whatever you call it, life flight. Okay. Yeah, I guess I like this gun too much, this rifle too much. But I mean, you really should. If you're going to pay this much for a rifle, you better like it. And yeah, and I've paid a lot for some firearms, but the only way I do that is if it's special. Okay, like me. If it's special, at least to me, right? May not be special to anybody else, but it's really special to me. Like the firearm, I guess, that I dropped the biggest bucks on. Well, it'd be the AK that I'll get one day, that one, but that's a little different. The really not as special as the other firearm I paid the most for, and that would be my Cavalry Colt. The one made in 1883, the U.S. Colt single action. You've seen it. In fact, I posted a close-up with it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago or so. That handgun, that revolver is special, and I got papers with it and everything, the Kopek letter, it's just all verified, and just a neat revolver. So it's really, really special. It's one I don't go out and shoot a lot, partly because of the age and the value and everything, but also because it's black powder. And with black powder firearms in general, I enjoy them, as you know. I came close to bringing one out today. Get ready for that. One day when you all show up here in the woods with me, if it's a nice weather, I will have a muzzleloader out here, and I will be in the process of shooting that. It's a little bigger deal, but with black powder firearms in general, you pick your days, and when you really want to enjoy one of those, as I've talked about before, because they do require some cleanup. It's a labor of love to clean those up. I talk about enjoying cleaning firearms, really. Not maybe as much as shooting them, but it's part of it, and I enjoy it, and getting them all cleaned up and taking them apart, and and seeing them come back to their original state or their clean state or whatever. With black powder, because I shoot real black powder always, it's a messy stuff and everything, but it cleans up just like new. It's not hard on the firearms at all if you clean it up. In fact, it's easier on the firearms, probably lower pressure and all that. And it's like those Civil War rifles I have, and that Colt I'm talking about, that's black powder, of course. You want to fire black powder cartridges on that. It's a mess, and then plus. Let's see, I think I've taken it apart once, totally, taken it totally down. I don't want to let black powder residue get in the inner workings of it, and although I've experimented with that. When I did cowboy action shooting, I shot Frontier cartridge, black powder for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, and I shot my lever gun, my 1873, and black powder, and a shotgun, and I shot 2 different Colts and all that. And I cleaned them, and I might go a year and not break them down totally. And when I would, they were fine. I mean, there was like dirty oil in there, Ballistol or whatever, but they were fine. What I would do is I would just spray in every crack and crevice, or the lock and everything, and I would just soak it inside, And if there was black powder in there, I'd neutralize the acids and stuff in the black powder. And so even if it was a little bit dirty or dirtyish oil in there, they were fine. I'd take them apart and wipe right off, just like I'd shot it the day before or that same day when I did break it down totally to clean it. Now I'd field strip it, of course, and get it really clean. I'm talking taking all the screws out and taking the ejector rod housing off and the grip and everything, the lock out and all that. but it's a labor of love, and it's a different proposition. I have to be in the mood, and then have time, plenty of time. It's not something you just get out and shoot a few times and you're in a hurry to get somewhere afterward. You don't want to do that. So anyway, I don't know how I got off on that. Anything else I was going to talk about? Okay. Anything important? No, not at all. I was going to talk, let's see. Do I have any lessons for the young people? I can't forget the young people. I'll make a note or something. Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you, well, I guess I talk about this occasionally, but young people, don't let again, always be on guard. I think we have to be armored up, really, against the media, whatever media is, social media, the news media, whatever. Don't let the media drive your life. Don't let them overly influence you, your perception of the world, your mood, or anything, okay? It's something that people my age, none of us my age and even somewhat younger, really had to deal with as much growing up. When I was 20, 25, my gosh, when I was 20, 15, 25, 30, you might go a week and not see any news, maybe. Maybe just busy and not catch the news at the end of the day or something. Because that's prior to even CNN coming on the scene, which was the first 24-hour news cycle thing, and cable and all that. You just might not, if you didn't catch the evening news, you just didn't see it. You didn't know what was going on. Reading newspapers is different, So we're not slammed with everything in the world going on, hit you in the face every day. So it's a saner world in a lot of ways. Try not to just be overly influenced by that, or just even the advertisement, constant advertisement on your phone, your computer, and TV of everything under the sun, telling you you're not cool if you don't own this or drive this or look this way. You're just not cool enough. So much of advertising is so superficial. It's so shallow. Even the news, need I tell you, so much of that is just narratives and very shallow thinking, reflection of very shallow thinking. So you definitely don't want to be overly influenced by that. Things you should be doing. We're always being slammed with things we should be buying, things we should be doing, whether it's and I like precious metals, but whether you need to be buying gold and silver, it's going to $1,000 or $10,000, and all that kind of stuff. There's so many hucksters out there with everything, and you just be chasing your tail if you listen to all of it or gave it most of it any credence. Most of it's just salesmanship, really, is what most of it is. Trying to sell you something, get you to do something, some kind of agenda, of course, some gigantic agenda. So just try to not let that stuff get to you, and don't be overly influenced and jump into things, and try to get away from it and have a life outside all media, just people friends you have, hang out with them, and try to get the phones turned off much of the time, maybe, and just try to have a normal life. Go camping. Well, I'll tell you what would be good. If you ever feel overwhelmed by media, just the onslaught on your life, if you like the outdoors, find some place where there's no cell connection, and go camping for a few days. Take your friends with you. You might find that you get a chance to actually talk to them. They're not staring at their phone. You're not staring at your phone. And you can't text each other. You actually have to talk to each other. Go out and sit around the campfire and talk about real things. Kind of a novel idea, right? So that might be good. So anyway, if that's worth anything. The other thing, kind of connection with that, I guess, is I've talked about, our lives being based on Facebook or social media. What we think of ourselves is how we project ourselves on Facebook and all that sort of thing. That's not really us. It's not really our life. For some people it is. It's just posting a picture of what you're doing or something. But everybody creates this persona, in there. And then the other thing that maybe we don't always think about, that I think about and have for a long time, is we all have cameras now, We all have a camera in our pocket, right? A pretty good camera and movie camera in our phones and different things. And then if you're in the YouTube business, you're making videos, you're doing things, so many people are. I mean, wow, so many people are into creating content for YouTube or whatever. And so always looking for content. And even for Facebook, just as casually, always, oh man, it's a great movie or great shot. I can get this for my Facebook page and just different things. Whether or not you're trying to get advertisements or get money or anything like that, but just for your friend, always trying to do that. For a long time, it's always hit me just being on vacation back in the old days, with film cameras and all that, before even camcorders really, that some people were so preoccupied with getting all the pictures, of the Smoky Mountains, whatever it is. You're someplace where it's real scenic, and it's hit me that, they're so worried about getting great photographs that I sometimes wondered, did they really appreciate the scenery, And it was interesting. I remember reading for the first time Robert Pirsig's Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. I've mentioned that book before. Great book. And early on in that, somewhere he talks about, and it just really, oh man, there were several reasons I wanted to read it after I read the first chapter or two, because he had several things that I thought, man, that is so true, And but one of them was, he was talking about either he was in the narration of that, I forget now, but he was talking about he and his son, I think, were telling the story of it earlier. They were, I think, the Grand Canyon or somewhere very, very scenic, and he and his son wanted to just go up and see the scene, the canyon or whatever it was, go up by the ropes or the fence or whatever and look at, and he was turned off by so many people up there with their cameras just going crazy. And he just wanted to go up there and see it, and he made the very point that had come to my mind prior to even reading that sometimes people are so preoccupied with getting just the right picture and the lighting is right. Oh yeah, it gets a light. They're more concerned about what they see through the camera lens or the camcorder lens than, I don't know, just observing it and seeing it with your own eyes and your own brain and soaking it in and not worrying so much about, where am I going to post this, or who's going to see this, or so-and-so will love this, or this will look great on my wall. Just enjoy it and soak it up and burn it into your brain and actually be there in the moment, and you know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense? Now you can do both, I think. You can do both, but I suspect a lot of people do one. They get some great pictures, but I don't know if they have great memories. Their memories of seeing that Grand Canyon or Monument Valley or whatever it might be, some amazing place like that, is just through the camera. So I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm probably being too picky, but I agree with Pirsig on that. Sometimes we're just too worried about getting the right photo. And with everybody being a creator now, I think everybody has to be careful of that. I know I'm guilty of, for a long time, I guess people have come to expect it now or not expect it. We'll go to SHOT Show, we'll go wherever, the NRA meeting or somewhere, and people, well, great, I can't wait to see the video. I can't wait to see the pictures of the video. Well, we didn't even take a camcorder. We didn't take any video. We didn't do any videos, and I forgot to take pictures and meet and greets and different things. And sometimes I'll remember to get out my phone and I'll say, okay, I never get any pictures. Let me snap a couple. Then I'll put it back in my pocket. Just something so I can post on Facebook. For you all, have done that in a long time, right? But I really do. I just go do things. I go to gun shows. I go to Tulsa to the gun show. It's not a Hickok 45 event. I think a lot of people don't realize that. In a lot of places I go, it's just I want to go to a gun show. And trade guns, buy guns, and I meet a lot of you all there, and I love that. I don't begrudge that. It's not like I'm trying to be incognito wearing a beard. That'd be hard to hide, wouldn't it? You all know, a lot of you, I've seen you gun shows, Tulsa especially, just everywhere. And I'm always happy to meet you and chat. So I'm not trying to avoid anybody at all, ever. But I'm just there doing my thing, you know, being myself. I love gun shows, and I'm looking at guns, trading, and possibly contemplating buying one. I'm there for the event, you know, for what it is, you know, and then running into you all, that's fine, that's great. But no, I'm not there to make a movie of myself at the Tulsa Gun Show, you know. I know some of you would appreciate if I did, and they would probably appreciate it, but I just don't do that very often. We did that at Friendship once, a couple of interviews, I guess. But, you know, anyway, I'm bad about it, and I just don't want my experience to be just making a movie or, you know, just the camera. I should do more of that, actually. Anyway, if that made any sense, you might be about as weird as I am, right? So let's shoot this thing again, and I might make you go home, get you out of my woods. Oh, there's 5 left right there. Got to shoot those, don't I? I do have some of this. In fact, I bought a couple of cases down a while back of, I forgot what it was. Maybe it was PPU or whatever, but I got a fair amount of Federal. So I'm in pretty good shape right now with this. So I can shoot this a little bit. You know, I have 4 or 5 Swedish Mausers, and we've done a lot of videos with them. So I'm probably one of the few people, well, I don't know how many people are sponsored, you know, by Federal or whatever, but, you know, I request some weird calibers. I got them all, and I shoot them all, and I love a lot of them, like this, Mauser ammo, and, you know, 6.5 by 55. I'm one of their best customers for this caliber, because I love my Swedish Mauser, and I have, let's see, I have 2 Model 38s, and I've got the Model 96, and I've got this. Seems like I have something else that chambered in that, maybe not. I know the original, I guess, Krag Jorgensen was chambered in this round, I guess. That'd be an interesting gun to have. I better not run into one. I'll have to have it probably. Nah, maybe not. 1 Krag is enough. All right. All right, I don't want to experience too many misses. This might be my last shot or go round with this today. Just kill off these bowling pins. I think I pointed out how nice this one is to just leave on your shoulder. The bolt is just wonderful. Wonderful. That, put that coffin again. Let's put the last one on the gong. Yeah, we got one. Oh yeah. That buttery bolt. And that nice long bolt handle. If you haven't seen the video on this, be sure you check it out. We did the rifle, and then we borrowed from Bud's, and then I bought this, and we done a video with it too. But I talk a lot about the bolt and all that. You know, it's all one piece. The handle's one piece. It's not welded to that to the bolt. The handle is all comes from one piece of one billet. Trying to say. Not that that makes it better than one that's not, of course, but again, it's neat too. It's just neat that somebody, you know, goes the extra mile on items, even though the extra mile maybe doesn't get you anything that special. You know, it's neat that you know, somebody builds a gun like this. You know, and there may be better rifles. I'm not an expert in hunting rifles, as you know, because I don't hunt. I favor generally the military surplus rifles, as you know. They're all, most of them are just great rifles and plenty accurate and all that. And so I don't really have, gosh, how many modern non-military surplus bolt action rifles do I have? Somebody answer that. I don't even know. I'm trying to think. Oh, this one, I'm probably just not thinking about 3 or 4 of them. I think, gosh, I think the bolt action, well, Model 70, yeah, my Model 70, okay, yeah, my Model 70 and this. I don't have many, you know, it's got to be something pretty special. Model 70 is special, you know, the pre-war one. Hope you've seen that video too. made 1940, right? Pre-war model. That's a beauty, 30-06. Government, says right on the barrel, government, G-O-V. That's back when they called it that. So I'll let you go. Is there anything important? Did I make a note about anything that you're dying to know about? Probably not. Nah. Just I usually scribble down a note or two. So I can yak enough that I run off a lot of people on these videos. This is the filtering mechanism on Sunday, right? This filters out the ne'er-do-well fans, or the fair weather fans, I meant to say. Fair weather. This narrows down the people. If they watch this, oh my gosh, you deserve a medal, right? So it's been fun. That's why I got this thing out. I knew it'd be fun to shoot, and it'd be especially fun to have you all along with me. That's why I recorded it. Okay. Hopefully I had mine. Do I have mine? Yeah, I got the voice on. One day I'll do one without the voice, and I'll just test your lip reading skills, right? And you'll probably enjoy that one. So we lived another. I think last week I told you I hope I would be here, and I'm here. And I hope I'll be here next week, and I hope you will be, and you hope you will be somewhere next week, right? You never know, so you have to take advantage of life while you can and get the most enjoyment that you can reasonably out of it. Doesn't mean you go crazy and live the life of a heathen, right? And you be responsible, but you do something other than just sit in the couch. On the couch? Do you sit in a couch or on a couch? Both, I guess. Get out, do something, and do something worthwhile. Enjoy life, and enjoy your family. Enjoy people. A lot of people. A lot of people don't enjoy people. I've noticed. Have you noticed that? They really don't. I think a lot of them end up radical leftists, maybe, right? Don't want to get political this late in the video, but yeah, there are a lot of unhappy people, and to be an amateur psychologist, that might be the reason some people want to control other people so much. They're just not really happy with their lives, and so they have to be be the busybodies, worried about what other people are doing, and even to the extent they want to control what other people do or what they own, and that kind of thing. And then the worst thing about that, like with gun control, is they don't take the time. They don't understand really the issues, and they don't see the ridiculousness of some of the laws that they're so fervent for. They think they'll solve the problem. They think there's this potential utopia out there. It's just if they can just get their way, there won't be any problems, and there won't be anybody with evil intent. Nobody's going to want to grab a gun. We'll just make it illegal to own an AR-15. That'll take care of that. Yeah, right. That just affects law-abiding people. Doesn't affect sick people, criminals, at all. So anyway, stay in that fight, and make sure you're getting your voice heard, doing what you can, because those proposals are always coming. They always are. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. People sometimes want me to do a video every time there's a new bill proposed or something. You got to keep up with all of them. Keep up with all of them and stay in tune with it. And there's no reason not to be aware. There's really no reason not to be aware. Okay, it's just they're always coming at you, and you can pretty well guess when more of them are coming. You see more videos on it, see more headlines. It's in the news, and you know where they're coming from, and who to call, and what to let your voice be known. So, anyway, I appreciate y'all coming in, and I'll try not to keep you another 15 minutes after I say I'm going to sign off. I've been known to do that, haven't I? Yeah, I really have. Well, really appreciate you all. I really enjoy what I do, or I wouldn't do it. And it's pretty neat being here in the woods and being able to share firearms with you all, and even share the woods with you. Guess you never thought you'd be here standing on this little ridge, right? But here you are on the Gun Club range, and you know, helping me shoot, looking over my shoulder, making sure I don't miss, and ready to make fun of me for any dumb thing I say, right? So I will see you. I'll be really confident. I'm gonna see you next week. Life is good.